Have you ever noticed this? You know what needs to happen to improve your life and your relationship. You've read books and you go, "Wow, that's right. That's good. That's it. That's what I need." So you've got the insight. And yet, when it comes to actually implementing the change, actually changing, something in you resists. It's not laziness and it's not lack of intelligence. It's something deeper. And today I want you to understand very clearly why your brain resists change, even when that change could set you free. So let's begin with something foundational. Your brain is not primarily designed to make you happy. It's designed to keep you alive. And from a neurological standpoint, alive does not mean thriving. It means predictable. Because in the brain, predictability equals safety. And anything unpredictable is flagged as a potential threat. Now, here's where this gets really important. Your nervous system does not evaluate your life based on whether it's good or bad. It evaluates based on one question: is this familiar? Because what is familiar has been survived. So even if your environment is stressful, even if your relationship is painful, even if your body is exhausted, if it's familiar, like you've been doing it for 20 years, your nervous system will say, stay here, maintain the status quo, this is known, this is survivable. And well, it's true, but not healthy. So let's go a layer deeper. There's a structure in your brain called the amygdala. Its job is simple: detect threat, activate protection. And here's the key. The amygdala does not distinguish well between real immediate danger and an unfamiliar novel experience. So when you step towards change, even positive change, your brain reacts as if you're stepping into danger. That's why you might feel anxiety before doing something new. That's why procrastination kicks in when it matters most. And that's why the sudden urge to retreat back to old patterns happens. So I want to be clear, this is not weakness. This is your nervous system doing its best, trying to protect you from uncertainty. Now, let's connect this to the behavior. Your brain builds neural pathways through repetition, right? Repeating, is how we learn things. The more you think in a certain way and feel a certain emotion or respond in a certain pattern, the more efficient that pattern becomes. Neurons that fire together wire together. So your brain begins to prefer what is familiar, practiced, and efficient, even if it's unhealthy. Because from a neurological standpoint, familiar pathways require less energy, less figuring it out. And your brain is all about conserving energy. So when you attempt change in your relationship, you're not just deciding to do something different. You're leaving familiar neural pathways, entering into uncertainty. That increases cognitive load, and that triggers your threat detection system, which is why change often feels like resistance, self-doubt, emotional discomfort. Not because the change is wrong, the change is good, but because it's unfamiliar. And unfamiliar to your brain feels like, this might not be safe. So here's the shift I want you to take with you from this conversation. When you feel resistance, try not interpreting it as, I can't do this. Try interpreting it as, oh, my nervous system is encountering something unfamiliar. Even that's a completely different meaning, because now you're not broken, you're expanding. You're growing. You see, real change does not happen by force, certainly not sustainable change. Real change happens by repeated, safe exposure to the unfamiliar. In other words, you teach your nervous system. This is a new way, but it's also survivable. And over time, what was once unfamiliar becomes familiar, and what becomes familiar begins to feel safe. And if you're choosing consciously a new pathway that you know cognitively is better, that will become safer and better, both. So if you're in a difficult relationship, and this is especially important because your nervous system may be deeply conditioned to certain patterns of interaction. So when you begin to shift, even in healthy directions, your body may dig in its heels and may react as if something is wrong. But it's not wrong. It's simply you. If this resonates with you, I want to invite you into a space where we help you do this work safely, where you're not forcing change, but retraining your nervous system step by step. You can join our free community. It's called Detox Your Marriage, where you'll be with other thoughtful, high-capacity women who are learning how to create change without overwhelming their system. And if you want to take a step for deeper support, you can schedule a 15-minute quick start call with us. Links for both of those are down below. In the quick start call, we'll help you see exactly where you are and help identify what next steps look like. But for now, remember this. You don't resist change because you're incapable. You resist change because your brain is trying to protect you. It's trying to keep you safe from what it does not recognize yet as safe. Once you understand that, everything begins to shift.